Mr. Ardman.
You got me out of the deal for the last time, Bill.
I was so blind.
Excuse me, sir. You have a visitor, says he knows you. Well, send him on in. Robert?
Hello there, Phil. It's been a while, hasn't it?
I should say. What brings you across the pond?
Well, I've accumulated enough vacation days across the past 11 years of service that I could afford to take a couple weeks off and visit the UK. And of course, I had to swing by Sodor.
Wonderful. Please have a seat. So, how have you been the past, what's it been, about a year?
It was about 11 months, and I'm doing just fine. The wife and I just purchased a summer house up in Maine. Maine is up at the top corner of the country.
I'm familiar with the United States.
You are? Have you been there?
Been there. I'm from there.
Really?
Sure. I grew up in New York City, actually. You see, my family owned a little mechanic shop there. I was supposed to inherit it from my father. I was a teenager at the time. See, and then the 1930s happened. Well, the economy sank like a rock, and our little shop went with it. Then I moved to the UK around 35, and, well, here I am.
No way, I guess we're both bloody Yanks, I guess.
I suppose so.
No way, are you kidding?
It's not that big a deal.
How could I have not known that? I had no idea you were American.
Well, I mean, I do speak a sort of pseudo-British.
Pseudo-British?
Yes, it's been observed that when a plain-speaking outsider takes residence in Great Britain, the peculiar way the British inflect the nuances of their speech infects your own. As a result, I speak pseudo-British.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I haven't laughed this hard in years.
I mean, I could have stayed, but I wanted to see the world. You know, I got so tired of looking out my window every day and seeing nothing but concrete.
I can relate. That's why I joined the military. Wanted to get out more.
Well, here we are.
Yep. Hey, that drawer over there, why do you sort of keep it by itself like that?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm a military guy, not interior design, but you have the chest of drawers over there, and this one's all the way on the other side of the room.
Oh, I never used that one. It's got Sir Topham Hatt stuff in it, maybe even Meisner's.
Don't you think there might be something valuable in it, like worth checking out?
I always felt like I was crossing some sort of line by looking in it, but, well, now you've got me curious. I suppose a peek wouldn't hurt. Huh. That's odd.
What?
This picture.
Is that Meisner?
I think so. But who's that man he's with?
I don't know. Wait, when was the Northwestern Railway founded?
95, I think.
Well, Phil, if you're apprehensive to search this chest more thoroughly, I understand. But if I were you, I'd keep digging. We may be surprised with what comes up.
Sodor had finally matched its glory days. Some things were the same as ever, and some things were brand new. Several new engines had been brought in over the previous some years. Among them was a diesel rail car called Daisy. At first, the engines were apprehensive at the idea of a new diesel engine coming to Sodor, but Daisy was friendly towards the engines, and soon they were all friends. Another new engine called Fergus had been brought in to help out at the quarry mine. Mostly, he worked with Ben. Occasionally, Ben found himself quite frustrated with Fergus. Okay, Fergus, just like I showed you. As soon as that truck is done being filled up, I want you to biff it as hard as you can. Send the coal spilling all over the rails instead. But that's not how you do it right. Exactly. Now come on, bump the trucks as hard as you can. Okay. Fergus, you did it correctly. You were supposed to make a mess. Oh, sorry. I'm not used to being a troublemaker. It's okay, just, here, biff those trucks as hard as you can. Send them crashing right through those buffers and onto the road. Make a huge mess. Okay, I'll try. Wow. What a rush. Wow, Ben, now I get what you were saying. It's fun to be a troublemaker. Guess I'm a regular rebel-rouser, huh? And a new engine was brought in to help Den keep everything running smoothly.
I believe the fitters have missed one of the dents on my side plate.
What I means is it on your left side or your right? One day, as Thomas was running his branch line, he observed something odd. As passengers would get off, there was one man who would continuously walk towards the front of the train, look at Thomas for a minute, and then get back on. Thomas was very confused and had no idea who the man was. It went on like that all day, from station to station. At every stop, the man would get out, study Thomas, and then hop back aboard Annie. Why, hello there, Thomas. How's your day been going? Oh, hello, Phil. Well, something odd's been going on. You see, there's this man. Excuse me, Mr. Oddman. I'm a representative of the National Railway Museum in York, and I would like to talk to you about entering one of your engines in our museum. Well, I mean, I need all of my engines. I can't simply have one of them be taken away. No, Mr. Oddman. Nothing permanent. Just a visit. A few weeks at the most. Well, which engine? Why, the engine who brought me here, of course. When the engines heard that Thomas was going off to the Great Railway Museum, they were understandably jealous. Nonetheless, they were happy for their friend.
You know you can have your berth back if you like it, James.
Oh, no, it's fine. You can have it, Daisy. My paint will be just fine. Hello there, Percy. Why are you bringing Thomas's coaches? I thought he was gone by now. I thought he was, but they told me to bring his coaches. I was under the impression that he left last night. Thomas, is that you? The engine had 6 small wheels, a short stumpy boiler, a short stumpy dome, and a short stumpy funnel. Hello there, my name's Ryan. I'm on loan from the Great Northern Railway to fill in for Thomas while he is away. You look just like Thomas. Thomas and I may look similar, but I assure you I'm twice the worker he ever was. Goodbye. Excuse me, Mr. Ardman? Hold on, just, what are you doing? Just 1 second, Mr. Ardman. Hello, Mr. Ardman, hi. I'm a photographer from the mainland. I would like to proposition you about, I'd like to photograph one of your engines for a publication. Is Thomas available to be photographed? Well, Thomas is at the Great Railway Show right now, so no, he isn't available, I'm sorry. I could be photographed. Ryan, I don't think this photographer wants to... You're not an engine of mine. But I'm just as good as Thomas. I'm the same kind of engine as he is, and he's not here. I bet if your camera's in black and white, then no one will even know the difference. Well, I mean, I suppose if that could work. I'm ready when you are. Just a moment. Got it. I believe you'll find I'm much better suited to your publication than Thomas would have been. Besides, he's preoccupied being at the Great Railway Show and all. Oh yes, I've heard of that. Aren't you the same class of engine as he is anyway? The very same. There is absolutely no reason why Thomas was chosen to represent the E2, while I'm still stuck here on Sodor shunting trucks. It's positively unfair. You know, I get where you're coming from here. I'm not really the biggest fan of Sodor's governmental system anyway. I mean, for one, what's the deal with this Phil Ardman guy? He just comes in out of nowhere. It's supposed to be the next living relative of the previous controller who inherits the railway, and Phil just comes in out of nowhere and walks in like he owns the place and takes over everything. I don't get it. This is not a democracy. Oh, I agree. This is ridiculous. You know, it seems the two of us have a lot in common. I'm Ryan. Stephen Hatt. Did you hear that? It's that same whistle again. That's 2 nights in a row now. Did you hear it, Sir Handel?
No. No, I didn't hear anything. All right, Ghost, wherever you are, come out. I'm here.
Long ago I worked these rails, and now my remains have been removed from their place of origin. Return them to their resting place, so that I might slumber.
Nothing at all.
Previously, on Sudrian Conflict, Phil and Robert Stewart discovered a mysterious photo in Phil's office. Thomas was asked to visit the National Railway Museum, and in his place another engine arrived by the name of Ryan. A few days later, a photographer arrived on the island looking for Thomas. Ryan propositioned the photographer to photograph him instead. The photographer agreed. And now, part 2 of 7. Thomas was very excited to be a part of the National Railway Museum in York. While he was there, he met many famous engines. One such engine was Stepney, an engine who had visited Sodor before. Thomas also saw Stephenson's rocket, one of the oldest steam engines in the world, slowly but triumphantly making his way down the demonstration line. Thomas even got to meet the Mallard, one of the most famous steam engines in the world. "Well, aren't you a cute little thing?" she cooed. "How'd you find your way here?" Thomas explained where he was from and why he was there, and the two engines soon became good friends. The demonstration line was an area of track where engines would be paraded back and forth to a crowd of onlookers. By doing it this way, the people in the crowd could get the best possible view of the engines as they went past. When the Mallard returned to the siding where Thomas was waiting for his turn, she was visibly very cross. "Those crowds are too close to the line. Those people are not paying attention to what they are doing, and if someone doesn't say something, there is going to be an accident." Soon it was Thomas's turn. He rolled forward slowly and carefully. Thomas was anxious. Some people were not as careful as they should have been. Thomas had never seen such crowds. Suddenly, Thomas saw something fly through the air and land on the rails in front of him. Thomas's driver put the brakes hard on. Thomas shuddered to a halt, and a great cloud of steam wheeshed noisily from his cylinder cocks. But he couldn't stop before he hit the bundle. Sandwiches and crisps flew everywhere, while pop from a broken bottle fizzed over Thomas's wheels. In the crowd, a child frightened by the steam cried out,
"I want to go home, Mummy, now!"
"You noisy great engine!" shouted the boy's mother, waving her fist at Thomas. "I'm going to see the manager." "It wasn't your fault, Thomas. Those passengers just pay no attention to where they go. It was clearly that woman's... it just makes me angry." Thomas felt comforted a bit, but he was still in trouble. His brakes had been damaged when he stopped so suddenly. He would have to go to the works for repairs. Luckily, there was a works shed not far from there. Thomas and the Mallard could only hope that, in the future, people would be more careful when visiting the National Railway Museum. At first, Thomas was unhappy that he would have to spend time away from the Great Railway Show in the Mallard. His tune soon changed, however, when he observed that the Flying Scotsman was in the same workshed as he was. "Scotsman? Well, look who it is. Little Thomas found his way to the railway show. What, are you delivering coal for the important engines?" "No, I'm an exhibit." "I'm just teasing, my boy. I knew you were coming here. Although I did not anticipate meeting you here. What's troubling you, my boy?" Nothing. It's fine. Just having some brakes repaired. Why are you here? Are you all right?" "Oh, don't worry about me, little Thomas. Just having a repaint, you know, have to look good for the crowds. This is our busiest year in our history, and, well, us engines have to keep looking good. How's Sodor been doing? I haven't been there since the last time I visited Gordon, I don't think." Yeah, It's gotten better. Sodor has definitely gotten a lot better recently. You know, our new controller, Phil, he's definitely doing a better job. I'm sorry about your brother again." "Oh, don't even worry about it, little Thomas. Water under the bridge. It's been a long time. The past is the past, and, well, we can't change that. No sense in dwelling upon it. We must keep moving forward. That is what an enterprising engine must do. Keep moving forward, little Thomas, and you will go far." "Come in." "Oh, hello again. What brings you to my office once more, Mr. Steven. Steven, you can just call me Steven. I just wanted to know if you maybe had some sort of job application. I could be your assistant, or..." "I'm sorry, I really don't take assistants. I work just by myself." But doesn't your workload certainly weigh a lot on your shoulders? I mean, you certainly must have a lot on your plate. I can handle it just fine, thank you. Oh, I meant no disrespect. I just, could you possibly use a photographer for your railway? A photographer? Look, I just run the railway. The newspaper is a whole separate... Oh, no, I'm not talking about working for the newspaper. I would like to work for you specifically. I mean, don't you need photographs of your engines for billboards and postcards and that sort of thing? You know, get your marketing out there? I mean, I am a professional photographer, and I wouldn't charge much. It's a tempting offer. We'll see. Why don't you come back to me in about a week and show me take some photos of my engines over the next week and come back to me and let me see what you have, and I'll decide from there. Does that sound fair? Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Ardman. Oh, and another thing, Thomas will be back in just a few days, so if you still need the photograph of him for your magazine, I mean, I know you already took a photograph of Ryan, but I'm sure Thomas would be better, and Ryan will be gone in a few days anyway upon Thomas's return, so... Interesting. He said what? Thomas will be back any day now, and you'll be history. Well, we can't let that happen. Come on, Stephen, we had an agreement. Relax, I got a plan. I'll buy you some time, okay? You'd better, or else the deal's off. Ryan, don't worry. I've got a plan. Henry had been hard at work at the mill all day and was looking forward to having a nice long drink. When he saw a man waving a red flag, he instinctively came to a stop. Is something wrong? Oh, hello there. Mr. Ardman has sent me to have you photographed. Could you please reverse back up onto that bridge so I could take your picture? It's for publication, very important. Henry did as he was told. Are you sure this is safe? Don't worry, just give me a moment more. Almost done. Henry, what on earth were you thinking? Certainly an engine such as yourself is aware of Rule 55. You cannot simply stop wherever you please. This is how accidents are caused. But, sir, there was a man. That man was... What man? Anyways, Arthur, your brakes and your buffers are both damaged, and you will have to be sent away for repair. Thomas will be returning within a few days, so the workload will be lightened a bit, but Ryan will have to be kept longer than was anticipated.
You say it's tomorrow? Look, I'm not even familiar with the area, let alone some kind of miracle worker. I highly doubt you can get a reservation by tomorrow. Look, I'll call you back.
Yes, sir, that's correct. We will be needing Ryan for at least a few more days, up until my other engine has returned. A nominal fee, Well, I suppose that's fair. Anyway. Hang on, I'm receiving another call. Hello?
Phil!
Hello, Robert.
Have you been digging around more in that cabinet in your office by any chance?
I actually haven't, but just, let me do it right now. I'm standing nearby. Just, let me... Oh my god.
What'd you find?
I'll call you back. I need to make another call. Previously on Sudrian Conflict, Thomas visited the Great Railway Show, and Stephen staged an accident to prolong Ryan's visit to the Northwestern Railway. And now, part 3 of 7. That's odd. That's another lamb missing from the field. Third this week. What on earth is going on here? This usually doesn't happen, Mr. Ardman. This lorry's been in great condition for years, but we need to get that flour to the mill as soon as possible. And there aren't any spare lorries? No, not until later in the day. Percy, stop. I need you to pick up one additional load on your way back. The flour must be delivered as soon as possible. But I was supposed to have a rest after this. Percy, please. Paperwork. You seem awfully busy there, Mr. Ardman. Are you sure I can't help you at all? No, Stephen, I'm fine, just very fatigued right now. I could help you with some of that paperwork easily. No, Stephen. Come on, couldn't you use another set of hands around here? It'd make your life so much easier. I promise. You know what? If it'll make you happy and get you off my back, you can help me with some paperwork. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ardman. Hello there, everyone. Lovely night tonight, isn't it? You're in Thomas's berth. Oh, am I? Oh, my sincerest apologies, but it was my understanding that Thomas is currently not here. But that's Thomas's spot. Look, I can leave if you insist. I just thought I would enjoy being in the company of such famous and remarkable engines. There are no such engines like you on my railway. Oh, well, I mean, I suppose if you've never been in the company of such amazing engines, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. I mean, Thomas isn't coming back for a couple days anyways, isn't that right, guys? You can stick around if you want. Headed somewhere, Mr. Ardman? Well, yes, I'm going to tell the engines their jobs, just as I do every day. Well, that doesn't seem very important. Doesn't a guy like you have better stuff to do? Don't you have more of a railway to maintain? Come on, let me do the job. It'll be easy. I don't know. It's really something that's more suited for me. Oh, come on. It'll be easy. You have the paper, don't you? Besides, it's a frosty spring morning. You should be in your office having your coffee. Doesn't that sound nice? An important man like you should not be bothering with telling his locomotives which way to go. Come on, let me do the job. It'll be easy and you can stay in your office and focus on more important things and enjoy your morning coffee. And doesn't that sound nice? Well, I mean, I suppose when you put it like that. Look, here's the list of their jobs. Just make sure that each engine gets their correct job and be back promptly. Oh, Mr. Ardman, you have nothing to worry about. Hello, everyone. My name is Steven. I'm filling in for Mr. Ardman today. He's just a little preoccupied right now, so I will be giving you all your jobs today.
But where is Phil?
Oh, Phil's perfectly fine. Please don't worry about him. Anyway, my name is Steven. I know you all don't know me, but I don't want you to think of me as some stuffy controller. I want you to think of me as your friend. Over the next few weeks, Steven told the engines their jobs every day. He made very good friends with the engines. Meanwhile, Phil found himself stuck doing more and more paperwork and seeing less and less of his engines. And the engines found themselves seeing more and more of Steven and less of Phil. You know, Stephen, I can't help but feel guilty with all the time I've spent away from my engines. I've barely seen them in weeks. Mr. Ardman, please do not worry. I assure you everything is running just fine. You don't have a thing to worry about.
Well, Mrs. Packard, it's been quite some time since you've been to Sodor.
Indeed it has, Mr. Ardman. Happy to be back.
Likewise. Anyway, it's my understanding that you were looking to Sodor for a new source of lumber.
That's correct. I've been informed that the woods surrounding the Skarloey Railway would be a significantly profitable source of resources. My intention is simply to survey the area and see that it meets the hype.
Well, I suppose I could authorize that quite easily.
Lovely forest, isn't it?
Ah! You startled me.
We hear you're looking to profit from the woods of this area. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then come with us.
What's so special about this place?
This mine used to be the only source of coal on Sodor. It collapsed in 9 years ago, and all coal has to be imported to the island ever since. If you reopen the mine, you'll have a total monopoly over the railway, and you'll be filthy rich.
And how do you know that this is all true?
We worked here for years. We know the mine better than anyone, and we want to help you.
Thomas finally returned to Sodor. He was very excited to see his friends again, and even more surprised to see another engine sitting in his spot in the sheds. Thomas, you're back. Who's that? Why, hello there, Thomas. My name is Ryan, and I've been filling in for you while you've been away. Okay. I guess I'll just go and find somewhere else to rest. Don't worry, Arthur. I'm sure all your parts will be here very soon. Why hello, Thomas. Is something wrong? Victor, can I stay here tonight? Why, of course, my friend. Mi casa es su casa. Oh, Victor. Not even your funny accent can cheer me up on this day. Come on in. Hello. I do not often do this, but I've made some very intriguing discoveries lately that absolutely deserved an explanation. You may remove your hood if you wish, Mr. Diesel. Previously, on Sudrian Conflict, Stephen began to fill in for Phil more and more. Jenny Packard surveyed the Skarloey Railway woods as a viable source of lumber, and soon found company. Thomas returned to the Isle of Sodor and found that Ryan had practically replaced him. And a familiar face returned to Sodor. And now, part 4 of 7. Alright, you've brought me all the way out here. Now, what do you want? Look, Mr. Diesel, I just would like to ask you some questions.
About what?
Well, recently I was looking through my drawer, and I found this. When I saw your name on it, naturally I had to know more. Yes. Yes, what?
Yes, I drew it. You've seen it? Yes, it's mine. Now I can go back to the prison.
Wait a second, wait. Why did you draw it?
What kind of a question is that?
Well, I was just a little surprised to see it, based on what you've done.
That's the problem with people like you. You just assume that the things I've done are never your fault. You think it's all just... Do you know why I did the things I did 9 years ago?
Because you wanted to replace Steam?
No, because Steam replaced me. When Sodor first started, it was just Bill and I. And then he added a third. That's when everything went wrong.
Wait, there were just... Wait a second. Does this photograph have anything to do with anything? Oh, yes. He kept it after all those years, did he? You really don't know the story at all, do you? Bill and I first visited Sodor in 1891. At the time, it was just a small island. No railways, nothing. Just small towns and roads. But he and I saw the possibilities. We began to make a plan to build a railway on Sodor. The agreement was that I would supply engines and Bill would fund the project. Many nights were spent perfecting the plan, and development soon was underway. And then Bill introduced a third member to our group, Sir Nigel Gresley. With Gresley on board, the agreement changed. He wanted to introduce steam engines to Sodor as well. Gresley was full of his own ideas and continued to augment the original plan more and more, deviating further and further away from my intentions. And then, one night, after I had gone home, Gresley proposed to Bill to cut me out of the project. Gresley agreed to pay for half of everything if I was removed entirely from the project. That night, Bill made it clear where his allegiances lied. Meanwhile, I was at home, drafting my very own project. I saw it as a great compromise between mine and Gresley's sensibilities.
I was going to show it to him as soon as it was completed, but upon my return, I found that I had been cut. My idea had to be scrapped, and I had no choice but to watch as Sodor became Gresley's and Bill's island. Sodor grew, and I was left behind. I even tried faking my own death at one point to make my inventions more valuable, but it didn't work. When Bill died, I thought I would have a better chance with the new controller, but Bill had warned him well of me. There you go. That's the story. Now let me go back to prison.
But I have more
I told you what you wanted to hear. Now please let me go back to where I belong.
But, Mr. Diesel...
What?
I want to build this.
Done. We have company.
Grab him. So, what brings you to our neck of the woods? Certainly was rude of you to drop by unannounced.
I was just... What are you even doing out here? Just having a campfire?
We're having a meeting. We have one every 3 days.
Do you know of the Dark One?
The what?
You haven't heard? Just a second. Alright, here we are. Care to read, love?
You may do it.
Alright. That which was forged in darkness shall return, cleansing this earth and bringing forth a new world. There is shelter under stone, and light within the deepest of darkness.
That was beautiful, dear.
What did any of that mean?
Was it not clear? The Dark One is prophesied to return to the earth and cleanse its impurities. Those who follow the Dark One will be saved by seeking shelter under stone. That's why we have this sacrifice every third night.
A sacrifice? You mean me?
No, of course not. That'd just be silly. Why anger the Dark Lord with the blood of the impure? We only use lambs for sacrifices. Hey, do you want to see something cool? Just a second. Check this out. We got this one recently. We have a lot more like it. You could decimate a city block with one of these. So you're gonna join us, right? Well, obviously we can't just let you go once you've seen our stuff. You might interfere with our plan like the last guy did. No, I won't tell anyone. But I need you to help me out with something.
What are you folks doing?
Can't you see we're re-excavating the old mine?
Why?
It was their idea. They used to work here.
Them? I worked in this mine for years, and they're no miners I ever saw.
So you've been rerouting the schedules and giving me all of Thomas's work? Yep, just like we planned. And what about Ardman? Consider him history. Yes, Thomas? Stephen, will I be pulling Annie and Clarabelle anytime soon? I haven't really seen them in weeks. I've been so busy with other work. I'm sorry, Thomas, but Ryan is preoccupied pulling Annie and Clarabelle. You'd have to ask him if maybe he would allow you to pull them once or twice. In the meantime, you have kippers to deliver. They're very important and they need to be delivered immediately. Hurry along now. The fishing ship had had a particularly productive day at sea, and had brought back a wonderfully pungent assortment of Tidmouth kippers ready to be unloaded. Uh-oh. Cable's snapping. Watch out down below! Whoops.
Heard it again.
Heard what?
It's that strange whistle in the woods. That's 5 nights in a row I've heard it now.
Well, that's 5 nights in a row your overactive imagination has compromised your ability to act rationally. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off. I don't have time to idle around and discuss apparitions all evening.
But...
You know, Diesel, it's going on 3 in the morning. We're almost finished. I think one more night will do it, but why don't we call it in for tonight? I'm very tired, and we can finish it up tomorrow. All right. Well, let's get it covered up then. Is it time yet? Yeah, come on out. Okay, it's right in there. You do realize these are very valuable.
We'll get all these back, right?
Yeah. Don't worry. I just need to borrow them for a night. Make sure to distribute them everywhere. You gotta make it look like you've been moved in here for weeks. Huh. Oh, wow. Anyway, thank you all for helping me with this. I'll get these all back to you very soon. No, look, I'm sure there's been some kind of mistake. Everyone, Phil's making a doomsday device. I saw him. He was working with Rudolph Diesel and they're making a doomsday device. Phil's gone mad.
Ryan, come with me quickly. Mr. Oddman, please explain to us the nature of the contents of this shed.
Yes, of course, Constable. Look, just simply let me show you here. Here, look, see? It's a steam diesel hybrid locomotive that Rudolph Diesel and I have been building. It was his. I was going to unveil it on Sodor Day.
Mr. Oddman, what is all this? Wait, what? Blueprints for some kind of nuclear bomb on wheels? I guess Stephen was telling the truth.
No, there's been some kind of misunderstanding. Constable, please.
Mr. Oddman, you are under arrest for conspiracy of mass murder and for possession of numerous illegal weapons. Why'd you do it, Phil? Don't worry, Phil. I'll take great care of the railway for you. Why, hello there, Thomas. Bit of a pong around here, isn't there? Oh, it's the kippers. I haven't been able to have a washdown in quite some time. I've been so preoccupied with other work. Well, you'd better get on that. Wouldn't want to upset my passengers, now would we? Well, now that we have a hat in charge again, Sodor can finally get back to how it used to be. That which was forged in darkness shall return, cleansing this earth and bringing forth a new world. There is shelter under stone, and light within the deepest of darkness.
What the... That which was raised as stone has... What? I gotta go drinking.
Hey! Who's out there? Who's out there?
Sorry, Daisy. Were you gonna go first?
No, James. You're supposed to go.
Right. Sorry.
Does James seem a little bit jumpy to you?
Kind of. He's always been a little bit strange around Diesels.
I mean, he's terribly kind and polite, but half the time I get the feeling he wouldn't go anywhere near me if he could help it.
James is an odd engine. I never realized being controller would be so much work. Hello? Hello? Excuse me, sir. You still have some papers to fill out. Why is it still ringing? Sir, please, I need your attention.
Hello there, Thomas. You seem bothered. Something troubling you?
Yes. You see, there's this new engine who looks a lot like me, and he's been pulling Annie and Clarabelle for some time now. I haven't had them at all, and I don't know what to do. I think I've been replaced.
That's quite a pickle. You know, when Duncan replaced me while I was away at the Scarlet Railway, when I came back I was afraid that I had been replaced. But everything worked out in the end. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, you know. I'm sure everything will work out in the end. The engine's probably just jealous of you. I'm sure if you make friends with him, everything will work out just fine. Maybe talk to Duke. He's more knowledgeable than I am. Goodbye now. Dark One, we seek forgiveness for our misdeeds against you. We have failed to obtain a lamb for this evening's seance. We beg your forgiveness, Dark One. We, the Order of Kazni Howard... It grows impatient. We're running out of time. We must move to Phase 2.
Good morning, all. I have arrived to deliver some rather unfortunate news to all of you. After an investigation in which I discovered that Mr. Ardman had spent a large sum of money that was intended to go towards the railway in creating his doomsday device, a lot of you are now too expensive to maintain. As a result, I have no choice but to sell off one of you. I have not decided who it will be, but it will ultimately come down to which engine contributes the most minimally to this railway. All of you, work your hardest and your continued longevity here is guaranteed. Oh, and Thomas? Please retrieve Ryan's coaches for him.
Hello? Is anyone down here?
Hello there, Miss Packard. We've been anticipating your return.
Yes, we have.
Now I know what you're thinking. We found the engine down here. We're making him into a generator, or pumping engine or something. I named him William. Hi there.
What is all this? What have you been doing all this time?
Isn't it lovely? We transformed the mine into a bunker. We'll be well and protected under here.
A bunker? For what? All of you are fired! Pack your things up and get out of here at once.
All right. Plan B.
Plan B? What?
Hello there, Thomas.
Hello, sir?
Look, Thomas, I have some unfortunate news to tell you. You see, I've thought on this heavily, and... well, I have no choice but to let you go, Thomas. I'm sorry. You're simply not holding up as well as the other engines are. You're performing minimally, and I have no work for you to do. I'm sorry, Thomas, but I've sold you to another railway. You'll be leaving the island in just a few days.
Another railway? But I want to stay here.
I'm sorry, Thomas. There's nothing I can do. I mean, what would you expect? You were a museum piece, after all. Percy was in tears.
Thomas, you can't leave. What am I supposed to do?
Percy, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. It's beyond me.
This isn't right. Something is wrong here. First Phil, and now you. Something is going on here. I don't understand.
Don't worry, Thomas. I'll take excellent care of the railway for you. Come back and visit us sometime. Goodbye, Percy. Goodbye, Thomas.
Hello there, Sir Handel. You seem upset. Something wrong?
Hey, James. You seem kind of upset. Is something wrong?
No, everything's fine.
You know, it truly is nice to see you again. I wish your parents would allow you to visit Sodor more often. It's not every day I get to see my favorite nephew, after all.
I've missed you too, Uncle.
Now, shouldn't you be getting off to bed? It's getting quite late. If you like, you may stay up longer and read the books your parents provided.
But I don't care for those stories. They're horribly boring. I want to stay up later and have more tea. Please, Uncle, just one more cup. You make it so well.
All right, just one more cup and then it's off to bed with you.
Once, an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. He went into a tunnel and squeaked through his funnel and never came out again.
Wilbert, tea's ready.
Wilbert? Look at that, he's fast asleep. Previously on Sudrian Conflict. After Phil was arrested, Stephen took control of the railway. Jenny Packard paid the miners a visit, which was quickly cut short. Stephen sold Thomas to another railway, and Thomas left the Isle of Sodor. And now, part 6 of 7.
Hey there, Ben. Ready for another day of swashbucklery and mischief?
No, Fergus, I've given up on you. What? Given up? What are you talking about?
Fergus, I have come to the spectacular realization that I cannot make you into something that you are not. You will never be a troublesome engine. You are too good and pure. I've given up.
Oh, okay. Well, bye then.
How much longer will it be until I can return to the quarry? You're not allowed to pass through the tunnel until we get a whistle. If there's no whistle, we can't let you go. You'll just have to wait. You know, I see engines go through the tunnel all the time, and they seldom wait for the whistle. I'm sure if you go now, you'll be fine. Otherwise, you might be waiting here upwind of 2 hours. I don't know. That might be breaking the... I think I will. I'll show Ben. Okay, I did not teach him that.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you never caught a rabbit, but you ain't no friend of mine. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Oh, the stuff you hear on the radio these days. Oh, hello there, Thomas. Love the new coat of paint. Very vibrant. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time.
What? Ah, jeez.
Phil! Wait until you hear about my day. Okay, so first off, there was this guy on the ferry who... Wait a second. Something weird's going on here. Listen, who are you? Where's Phil?
I'm Phil's successor.
His successor? Where's Phil? He did what? So you're telling me this was all an elaborate frame job, or are you sure that's the truth?
Yes.
All right. Give me a moment.
Hello?
Hello, Michelle. This is Robert.
Hi. Are you coming home soon?
No, I'm calling to tell you that I will be here for longer than had been anticipated. I have to deal with some loose ends that now need to be tied up.
Okay. Well, stay safe.
Thanks.
Well, this has gone quite well. Got rid of Ardman, got rid of Thomas. Now it's just Ryan and me. Looks like everything's finally gone my way. Uh-oh. So, why are we here exactly?
I have an old friend here who can help us.
Hey, Robert, is that you?
Lewis! Hello.
What on earth are you doing here?
See, my friend Phil and I have a severe predicament that we'd like to request your assistance in resolving. See, Phil here is the director of the railways on the island of Sodor. Care to explain, Phil? Phil, you know all about the trains and all that trains with the faces.
Well, you see, I recently acquired a new engine.
Did you say Sodor? That's where my wife disappeared recently. I haven't heard from her in days. Did you have any idea where she is? Do you?
No, sir. I haven't been there in weeks. That's why we're here. Please, let me explain.
Well then, I guess all of us have a reason to return to Sodor.
Thomas! Phil? Thomas, what are you doing here?
Stephen sold me to this railway. What are you doing here? I thought you were arrested. You built a doomsday device.
Oh, Thomas, I was framed. I promise you that. It was all Stephen. That's why we're here. We're going back to Sodor, and we're going to give Stephen what for. But Thomas, it's been so long since I've seen you. How have you been?
Yeah, Thomas. Tell him all about it.
Yeah, Thomas, tell him how much fun we've been having.
Yeah. I hate it here. Phil, please take me back to Sodor with you. I don't want to be left alone again.
Well, Thomas, I don't know how that would necessarily be possible. I mean,
Phil, please. You don't know the things I've suffered through.
I could arrange to transport an engine.
Stephen! We've been waiting for you to return.
yeah, hi.
We've been making great progress. The device is nearly complete. We are amongst the final days, brother.
Any day now, the sun shall rise upon the old earth for the final time. We are very pleased to see that you have returned to join us in this, our shelter beneath stone. Right. About that. Can you guys actually not do any of that? Because this all sounds kind of crazy, and this could actually be very dangerous. So, if you could kind of put a stop to all the nonsensical talk about Dark Ones and prophecies, then yeah. Alright then. Plan B. What happened? What? Oh no. Another one. What is going on with me? That which was forged in darkness shall return, bringing forth new worlds.
Excuse me, Mr. Meisner. It's time for you to, let Duke go.
You wish to speak with me, Mr. Meisner? Yes, Duke, it pains me to say this, but... what's going on up there, Mr. Meisner? Oh, I'm just, making sure everything is tied up snugly, you know, just, taking care of some loose ends. Goodbye, Duke. Oh well, I'll go to sleep. It'll help to pass the time.
Excuse me. Are you a vandal? Driver told me vandals break and smash things.
Bless you, no. We found him. We found our sleeping beauty. We only dropped in because we couldn't find your door. Falcon and Stu...
Drink up, brethren. Today is the day. Earth falls.
What are you gonna do?
What was that? Was our pressure encounter's explanation not crystal clear enough for you, Stephen? The Dark One feasts us upon death. We will be satisfying it for years with lamps, but we haven't had a ceremony in weeks. When we device detonates, the carnage will be enough to thrust the Dark One into our dimension, where it could begin its harvest of the living. The whole of Earth will be swept clean, and we, having sought shelter under stone, will emerge until our new world. It's going to be a beautiful end.
I would just like to interject that I wanted no part in this.
Why are you keeping us alive down here?
Don, why are we keeping him alive?
Oh, look, Mr. Oliver. Mr. Thomas has returned. Toad, for the third time today, I'm telling you that's Ryan. I know he looks very similar to Thomas, but he...
No, Mr. Oliver, really, it's Mr. Thomas.
Wait, Toad, would you look at that? It's Phil, he's back.
That's not very funny, Mr. Oliver.
Do you have any idea where Stephen is? Not a clue.
Griffin? Mason? You are to take the hostages and leave them within the entrance of the mine. Then you are to return here, retrieve the device, and commence the final step.
Alright guys, listen up. We're gonna go right in there, kick down the door, look 'em right in the eye, and demand this railway back. This wretched, vile, monstrous, appalling, contemptible, depraved, disgraceful, disgusting, despicable, horrid...
Did somebody buy you a thesaurus?
It was a gift from my wife. I'm trying to expand my horizons a little more so as to become a little more cultivated, knowledgeable, seasoned, enlightened, polished, well-rounded.
Focus! Concentrate! Centralize! We have an important mission here, and the fate of my railway and your wife, Lewis, lies in the balance.
Alright, where are you, you malicious malefactor? Come on out, we know you're in here. Do we have to do this the hard way? Oh, he's under the desk, isn't he? Typical scum of the earth. It might protect you from an earthquake, but I'm a 10 on the Richter scale of justice! He is not under the desk. He knew I would suspect that. He's crafty. Phil, this is more serious than I suspected. We've got a master criminal on our hands.
What on earth was that?
I'll handle this. United States General Robert Stewart, please step aside. Easy now. Why don't you tell me a little about what this thing is and why you're here? Is nobody going to say anything? Easy now. Alright, you've got your hostage. Now please, tell me why you're here? What's this all for?
Do you think they're dead yet?
I don't think so. I think we would have felt a boom by now had that been the case.
You know, I've always wondered why you've kept them around. I guess you're even more clever than I had thought.
Stay here. There is a telephone in my office. I am going to make a run and call the police.
Excuse me, this is the British Chief of Police. I am here to inform that you two men are currently in the midst of perpetrating an act of terrorism that, if it persists, will be prosecuted with much severity. If you desist and disperse at this time, I shall as well. If not, the whole of Britain's legal force can be arranged to arrive in this park in under 10 minutes.
Hello there, James. Pulling a train there, I see? Oh, yes, I am. I'm not in your way, am I? I can move if I'm in your way or anything. Is that okay where I am right now? I'm the one who's in the way. You know, Mr. Thomas, I'm just so terribly bored of always going backwards. I'm so sick of seeing things sliding away from me. I'd so love to go forwards for a change, you know? Bit of change of scenery. Phil, I agree, it would be very fulfilling.
You have a matter of minutes.
The Dark One cometh.
Here. Somebody? Anybody? Help!
Isn't that the engine who replaced you?
Help! I've been hijacked!
Thomas finally managed to catch up with Ryan and coupled up to him. Phil applied Thomas's brakes as hard as he could. Ryan's wheels were spinning as fast as they could, dragging Thomas slowly behind him. Phil jumped out of Thomas's cab and scrambled into Ryan's. Thomas! Just hang on, Ryan. Just hang on. A figure tumbled out of Ryan's cab, and at last he screeched to a stop. Easy now.
You shall be the martyr of our new earth. Your blood will enrich the soil of our first harvest.
Ah!
It's time, Mr. Ardman.
Well done. Phil! Are you okay?
I've been better.
Mr. Ardman, I hope you don't mind if I ask you a few questions about all this. We need to size up precisely what's transpired here.
Actually, Constable, I believe a far better interviewee is shambling towards us at this very moment.
Isn't that him? Isn't that guy who hijacked your railway?
You're the man who stole my railway and framed me for planning an Armageddon. What on earth made you think you had the right to do any of this? Do you know who I am? I am Stephen Hatt. This railway is my inheritance. It should belong to me. Wait a second. You're Stephen Hatt? Yes, I am. This railway should belong to me. My father was Charles Hatt, and his father was Bertram Hatt. We need to have a talk.
My fellow Sudrians, I have a proclamation of grave significance. I foresee a catastrophe far greater and more terrible than this Earth has ever seen. This planet will quake from the sheer magnitude of the cataclysmic event I envision. We are but among the final children of the green planet's glory. Soon, brethren, soon I say! The black tears shall fall like rain from the heavens as towers collapse and confrontation looms. He will enter Europe wearing a blue turban. He will be the terror of all mankind. Never more horror!
Take him away.
Well. Looks like that mining thing didn't work out quite like you hoped. You know, I got some wire cutters and stuff back at my place if you, need some help.
Hey, get away from my wife!
Oh, I wasn't gonna, oh well.
Are you okay?
Let's stay in Ireland from now on.
Thomas, I'm so sorry for everything that's happened. Look, I was jealous. You have this great life here and all of these friends, and I don't have anything. And I saw you. I was so jealous, and
I'm so terribly sorry for everything that's happened. I never expected any of this to occur. Please, Thomas, I'm so sorry. Thomas? It's okay. Really? Yes, Ryan. After all, the past is the past, and we can't change that. No sense in dwelling upon it. Keep moving forward. That is what an enterprising engine must do. Keep moving forward, Ryan, and you will go far.
Surely it must have happened by now, don't you think?
Yes, sure, yes.
Maybe we should read the prophecy one more time, for good luck. That which was forged in darkness shall return, cleansing this earth and bringing forth a new world. There is shelter under stone, and light within the deepest of darkness. What on earth? Dark One?
Forged in darkness, now I return to cleanse this earth and bring forth a new world.
Don, what's happening?
Angela, stay put. The mine is collapsing.
But this can't happen. All our hard work, our faith. Was this not the true plan of the Dark One?
Angela, listen. Shelter yourself.
But
Oh, not this again.
The man you think of as your father, Charles Hatt, was murdered out of jealousy by your actual father, Simon Johnson. He and your mother conceived you just before she met and eloped with Charles Hatt.
Simon was a vindictive man, scorned by every facet of his life. He saw a great Sudrian political unrest as an opportunity to rise to power in the form of a glorified hate group known as the Blockade Committee. He was a feared and indecisive leader and killed, deliberately or otherwise, most of his men. On June 27th of 1945, he chased me across Sodor with the intention of murdering me. I barely escaped with my life. Then he took his. So there you have it. Charles Hatt was not your father, and you are not his son. This railway is not your inheritance, and you do not deserve to possess it. You can read the whole story here. It's true. My father was the Sudrian psycho? Yes, which means you were not next in line, you had no right to take over my position, and you had absolutely no justification for doing any of the manipulative, underhanded, illegal things you did to achieve your position.
Yeah! Take a bite out of that. The truth.
You are not fit to lead anyone, and you have caused enormous amounts of damage to this railway. I will be taking you to court, and I will press the most severe charges against you possible.
This is delicious.
Now get out of my office.
Can I have a quarter?
For the second time in recent history, it would appear that the Skarloey Railway mine has collapsed in on itself. An excavation effort has been made, and the bodies of 2 deceased miners have been located, along with an engine. The engine has been sent to receive heavy repair, and the recovery team continues to search for possible survivors.
And then I told him, I don't care how good an idea you have, I outrank you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this other time back in basic training, this one guy actually had the nerve to steal a sandwich from the cafeteria. I mean, who does that?
Robert, there you are.
Michelle? What are you doing here?
I had to make sure you were safe. You were so abrupt when you called, and nobody's been able to get a hold of you since.
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, yeah, hey, Phil, this is my sister Michelle. Michelle, Phil, Mill, Fischel. Oh, holy Toledo, I got a little tongue twisted there, I apologize.
Hello there.
Oh, hello, hi, hello, hi.
Oh, yeah, Phil's, awkward. Anyway, so this guy actually stole a sandwich, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Made me the man I am today. So the drill instructor told us all, hey, we're not doing this guy any favors letting him do stuff like this. So
Bertram, you're back.
Hello all. Have you missed me?
What was it like being stuck in that mine for all those years?
It wasn't all that bad. Very peaceful. And then those people showed up and made a mess of things.
What was it like when the mine collapsed a second time? I mean, how did that even happen?
You know something? It was the strangest experience of my life. The girl was reading her scripture for the millionth time over when this yellow engine appeared. His headlamp lit up the whole mine shaft, and there was this whistle. A powerful, vengeful whistle, like it had been waiting to be used for centuries. I can't really make sense of what I saw. I bet you all think I've lost my mind.
I've seen it too.
What?
I've seen it. I've seen it for years now. That engine, that yellow engine that's been haunting me for years now. I see him everywhere. He won't leave me alone. I think he wants me to do something for him, a favor, atonement, something.
We have to tell someone about this.
Hey Phil, all this has been fun and all, but I've been missing for so long now, I suspect most of my family has given me up for dead. So if there's any more loose ends...
Loose ends? You know, there just may be.
Is this going to involve me almost getting murdered again?
Not likely.
Oh, that's reassuring.
One more night. One more night.
Boy, this new camera works great. 15-minute development? This thing's deluxe.
Have you considered a name yet? A name? No, I haven't. William. Please, name this engine William.
Okay, now, if I hold it like this, I think I can get myself in the shot. Oh, this is ridiculous. Can you hold this for me? Oh, yeah, this is great. We look good. We look really good.
Oh, James, I see you've taken your berth back.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you know what, Daisy? How about we take turns? Ryan? What are you doing here? Ryan will be staying with us tonight, everyone. Please, make him feel welcome. Shortly after the completion of the hybrid engine, Rudolf Diesel was returned to the prison on the mainland, where he passed away just 3 days later. Robert Stewart and his sister returned to the United States. Mason the cultist was submitted into a psychiatric ward. Phil ultimately pressed less severe charges than he had originally threatened to, and Stephen received 5 years in prison. And after heavy negotiation with the director of the Great Northern Railway, Phil purchased Ryan for a nominal fee. Thomas and Ryan now work together on Thomas's branch line. They share Annie and Clarabelle. There have been talks of Ryan receiving his very own set of coaches, but that is currently nothing more than rumor. Hello there, Sir Handel. I hear you wanted to speak with me? Yes, Mr. Ardman. I have something I need... Yes, I need to tell you something.
The Dark One never was, and had always been merely an arrogant manifestation of the one darkness whose potence knows no limits. True darkness need not have name nor mascot, for the pure blackness of a man's heart outperforms supernatural occurrences without fail. Need we not craft deities from which evil can be attributed, for the sincerely befuddling duality of man provides endless cannon fodder for our deepest fears. We are the makers of our own legends, the crafters of our greatest fears, the hidden man behind the curtain, unwittingly puppeteering his own demise, the serpent swallowing its own tail. We nurture our fall by refusing our progression. We are our own worst enemies and allies. We are our beginning, and we are our end. So often it is forgotten that darkness can be formed from light, and vice versa just as well. In this world of ours, history repeats, shadows are cast, and blood is shed. Blood does often boil, but it is thicker than water, and the familial ties that link us all are what hold us together greater than any constructed allegiances. Sudrian conflict cannot be avoided, evaded, or averted, but as long as one does not sacrifice hope and refuses to succumb to their obstacles, all wars can be won. Do not fear the unknown, for things are rarely as they seem. Often our greatest allies are found in the darkest of times, and our most powerful adversaries are seldom initially apparent. Those forged in the blackest of nights shine the brightest in the day, and so often those born from the warmth of the sun succumb to truest darkness. Fret not, for as long as there is light, as long as there is strength, as long as there is family, triumph is inevitable.